In this video, you're going to see everything we know so far about the new remastered Desert Bridge map that's coming to Gorebox. Okay, so first up we've got this little clock tower with a proper Middle Eastern aesthetic. So I'm guessing that this clock tower will replace this little structure right here. Now this is what the well looks like in the current version of Desert Bridge, and this is what it will look like in the future. Now if we go inside this tent right here, this is what the interior of it looks like. And this is what the interiors of the tents will look like in the future. As you can see, they've changed the colors, they've added some lights, and they've even added a battery for electricity. Now as you guys know, inside this garage of Jeter's Hotel, we've got this little parking lot right here, and it would appear that we're getting a similar one somewhere inside the Desert Bridge map. Although this one has one less parking spot than the legacy one. Next, this is what a future store is going to look like on the Desert Bridge map, and this is the exterior of that garage that I just showed you guys. Next, this new fountain will be added to the map, and if I understand correctly, you will be able to climb up to this part of it without no clipping. Next, Sir Gerardo has decided to add this creepy basement into the map for some reason. It seems almost like an interrogation room. Not sure what's going on with those eyes on the pages though. Now what we've got next is yet another building with an openable garage. There's even a button for the garage door right here, a bit similar to the one that we have on the legacy map. Here's what one of the terraces of the building will look like. Now this building right here was actually one of the first buildings made in the new Desert Bridge style, as mentioned by Sir Gerardo. Now these are what the watchtowers look like in the current version of Desert Bridge. There's a little ladder that you can go on top of to keep watch of any sussy bakas. But in the future they will also have a door, and yes, you will be able to enter and climb on top of them as well. Now this is what the current hangar looks like. And in the future it's going to look like this instead. So it's made of metal now, it's got closable doors, and it's even got roof access. And it can be used as a full-fledged base. Now this image is a little bit confusing, but I believe Sir Gerardo has uploaded it to give us an idea of the scale of the remastered map. So this right here was actually the size of the old map, and this will be the size of the new map instead. Now the city part of both of the maps will actually be about the same size, but now unlike earlier, you'll also be able to explore and drive around the desert surrounding the city. Now I've talked about the larger tents, but right here we've got a smaller destroyed tent. This is what it looks like right now, and these are possibly what they might look like in the future. So they've added little solar panels to the top of the tents with a battery as well. We're getting a new 4-story enterable tower in the map. Well, this is the old version of it. Now we've already had these destroyed oil tankers, I believe is what they are. And they are going to get remastered as well. And this time around, despite how destroyed and mangled they are, you might actually be able to use the stairs to climb on top of them. So that's pretty cool. Here's another small little sneak peek of the map. And as you can see, we've got these new canyon type of mountains. I don't know what they're called. Now what we've got right here is actually one of the areas that you will spawn in inside the new map. And Sir Gerardo has promised to leave the layout of the new map basically the same as the old one. He also mentioned that there will be a road outside the map, although it won't be a circular one. So what you're seeing right now is the old military base of the Desert Bridge map. And now you're seeing the new one, and as you can see, there's been some mountains and hills added, and the radio tower has been completely reworked. Here's a look at the new tower from another angle. Here's what the interior of the tower looks like right now, and here's what it might look like in the future. Not that the old one looks bad, but this does look better. Now in the old map, past this point right here, there isn't really much to see or do. But in the new map, you'll be able to drive past this barrier, climb on rocks, and basically do whatever else you want. Wait guys, which is the radio tower in this map? Is it the one on the right or the one on the left? But either way, we've got this tower right here, and if I'm not wrong, it's being remastered into this one right here next. Here we've got a 2-storied remastered building in the new version. I believe it's going to replace this one right here. This is what the old water tanker looked like, and this is what it'll look like in the future version. And we're also getting what I assume is a spawnable prop right here to protect us from the sun. This is what the old street lamps used to look like, and this is what they look like in the future. Here is yet another sneak peek of the map. So right here we've got these sandbags, and if you crouch behind them, your head would still be exposed for anyone to be able to attack it from across the river. But in the new map, that problem will be solved, as the sandbags will be just high enough to cover your head while also giving you an area to attack your enemies from. So I'm here at the steakhouse right now, and this is what that part of the map will look like in the future. So as you can see, a couple of buildings have been repaired and the steakhouse sign has been removed, but I'm assuming it will be added back again in the future. Now here's yet another sneak peek image from inside one of the destroyed buildings of the map. Here's yet another sneaky peeky image of the map. Now this is what the current helipad looks like, and this is what it'll look like in the future. And it will even have lights, which will be really useful for nighttime usage. We've got this little stone arch right here, and this is what it'll look like in the future. Here's yet another sneak peek image. Here's another sneak peek image. This is what some of the interiors of the houses will look like, and they might be left bare on purpose for players to fill them up with whatever they want. And the new hotel type houses will continue to have the beds and other stuff that we have in the current version of the game. So Gerardo also mentioned that he's adding dungeons and mines into the map. So I'm on the sea map right now, and not too long ago F2 Games added these buoys to it, and they will also be added to the Desert Bridge map along with nets interconnected between them that will prevent players from crossing from one area of the map to the other without using the bridge. And this is of course for border roleplay and stuff like that. So right now we've got this large river which separates these two parts of the land, right? But in the future, from what I understand, it's actually going to be an oasis instead of a river. And what you can see here are some of the platforms that will be placed upon it, which will allow you to sort of jump and cross the oasis, I believe. So this right here is a view of one of the spawns, and it sort of looks like the interior of a mine, if I'm not wrong. Here's yet another interior image of one of the towers that I've talked about. And now we've got a better view of the oasis that I mentioned, and this image has actually been snapped from one of the cliffs of the map. Now if I understand correctly, this remaster will be released in version 16 of the game, although I'm not really sure. Now we've got these turrets right here, right? And as you know, you can't really enter them. I mean, I could if I no clip to it, but there's nothing really in here. But this is what the turret will look like in the future. It looks a lot more detailed, and I think it's an anti-aircraft gun with 2 seats. I like the little touch they've added with the disposed soda cup right there. Now apparently if 2 people sit in this at the same time, the reloading will be faster. So this is what the bridge looks like right now, and in the future we've got a little sneak peek of how it will look like. It's of course going to be a drawbridge, I believe, and here is another angle of it along with the nets that I've talked about, although the buoys look different from the ones on the sea map. So here's the interior of one of the mines from the map, me likey. Here's what the map looks like right now, and here's what it'll look like in the future. Here's what the hotel looks like right now, and here's what it'll look like in the future. It's even got a garage right in the center there. I hope they still decide to add in the cafe and the bar, because they've got rather cool aesthetics. So from this image right here, you can see the entrance to one of the mines down there, and we've also got this bridge between 2 cliffs. Desert bridge, more like desert bridges. Am I right? Don't worry guys, I'll punish myself for that one. And now we've got a little image right here, and this is what it'll look like when the bridge is closed. And as you can see, we've got a couple of buttons right here which you can reach via this ladder. So I wonder, when you press those buttons, do you just fall into the water? I don't know. Click here to watch the other maps that will be coming soon to Gorebox. So all of this information that I've shown you guys has come from this Telegram channel known as Gorebox Diary, which is run by Sir Gerardo, who is someone from the F2 Games team. Click on the link in the description to check out this channel for yourself. So I've been Jazef, you've been my audience, thank you for watching, and goodbye.